Hey, what time is it?
Oh my God.
What?
It's 12:30.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Okay. We're fine. It's fine. It's fine. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi.
And welcome to the finally getting around to it first edition of MPL Insider with
Emily.
And Tim.
Tim and Emily.
Tim and Emily. So here we are. Before we get started, just want to go over one thing. Really, before we introduce ourselves, is that if you have any questions or comments during the course of this at all, just type them into the comment section on whatever platform you're watching, and we'll get to them later in the show if you have questions and comments about what we're doing. Or also, we'll be having a guest on later, Therese Horsgetter. If you have questions specifically for Therese, don't be shy, just pop them in, and we'll get to them. So, most of you know us, at least a little bit. Well, some of you know us. If you're watching this from the library and you work with us, you probably know us. Probably. But Emily, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself first, since I'm kind of always out there.
All right. I'm Emily. I work with Tim at the library here. I'm a marketing technician. We share an office. And yeah, I do graphics and whatnot here, and I also work our service desk.
Anything else, or is that pretty much all?
I'm sure there's probably other things, but I don't want to bore people with the
you do some programming, a little bit of programming,
a little
bit.
Little
You helped to put the summer reading program together in a big way.
I did. Yep. Made the new little logo for that. And,
all right.
A little bit of this and that here. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Emily actually is out more in front of the public at the actual library than I am. Way more. They keep me tucked in upstairs. Normally, we probably should tell people we don't always work this closely together.
Yeah, we do.
Well, okay. I just didn't want it to seem weird, but it's true. We always sit like this. Sometimes, look, she's real.
Yeah. We look very photoshopped.
I know.
Right now,
well,
but we are actually sitting next to each other.
We are sitting next to each other, and we're actually blurring the background because, too much Jonas Brothers might be unsettling at first. So anyway, I'm Tim Kaczynski. I'm the marketing associate here at the library. I guess when I first came on, the position was kind of very undefined. So
it was.
I ran with it, and I do the marketing. I also help a lot with programming.
Grants. Grant writing.
Grant writing. I'm also the grant coordinator. I organize the articles that go out to the paper. I line everything up for people to go on TV and the radio and things like that. And generally am over involved with everything. Pretty much, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. So, and
it's all good.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you think it's okay. So, why are we doing the show? That's a pretty good question. And I know people wonder, but I guess it came up, really, it started during when the library closed to the public during the pandemic. We heard, not from everyone, but from a small vocal group of people who seemed to ask the question frequently, so what are you guys doing in there? Sitting around reading and drinking coffee? Well, that wasn't true. Emily says yes, but it's absolutely not true, even though I am drinking coffee today. And, if reading and drinking coffee actually was a job that was available at the library, I believe a lot of people would have applied for it.
Probably everybody.
Did you apply for it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You didn't get it, though?
No.
Do you know who I heard might have gotten it, though?
Who?
Jim Gablinski.
No way.
Yeah,
Jim?
Maybe. I guess it's still in the works that Jim Gablinski may have been hired as the coffee drinker reader for the library. So
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well,
I mean, if anything, I'm just jealous.
Well, I know, right? Because we don't get to sit around. I mean, we get to drink coffee, but
Yeah.
That's not all we do.
I got water.
I got coffee. So, but you know, basically, someone that we used to work with, whose name is Susie Mank, who is no longer at the library, said, "Wouldn't it be great if people knew about the people who worked here?" You know, and I thought that was a great idea, but it took 2.5 years for it to finally just kind of solidify. And so the purpose for doing the show is
just to show what the library is all about, introduce our staff you don't get to see very often, and just doing it in a lighthearted, fun way. And
yeah,
show that we're all human here.
We are all human. As I'm fond of saying, we're not just cogs in a machine. We're, you know, there's a lot, you know, one of the things also, this is what, our 4th attempt at trying to do the show.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be flexible to work here. In some ways, it's like an athletic team, like a pro team, because you just have to roll whatever's thrown at you. We had, you know, we wanted to go, and then there was bad weather, and then there was a COVID thing that went on, and then there were other things that were happening family-wise, and oh no, the Jonas Brothers fell. Oh, that's the first actual tragedy of our show. It is only how far? Oh, we've only been on 7 minutes of tragedy strikes.
I hope this isn't any indication of how this show is going to go.
A tragic downfall for the program already. I can't go on talk for a while.
Oh my God. Well, you know, it also took 2.5 years to get this program going, probably because it took 2.5 years for Tim to convince me to do this program. Right,
because Emily likes to think she's shy. Now, I know better.
I am. You can see the blushing in my neck right now.
Oh, I thought you were just choking yourself before we came on in
well, I was doing that too, but
week.
No, I mean, yeah. Being on TV or on video was not something I was really ever comfortable with.
But yet, it's what you were born to do.
But here I am.
Here you are. And, you know, you'll see. This is where Emily belongs. It took me a while. It's true. It took me a while. So, but with that in mind, let's get to a segment that we like to call And there's so much going on at the library that it's hard to even know, you know, if you're just a casual observer, if you just come here and you like checking out books, which, you know, we have a lot of, and that's what people think of the library as. There's a lot more stuff going on than just that at the library. So we're going to be covering that, what's all going on at the library. And Emily's going to start us off. So take it away, Emily.
Tim, have you heard of Next Reads?
I've heard about it, but you know about it much more extensively than I do.
Well, let me tell you about it.
All right. I'm ready to hear.
So it's this new resource that we have added to our library of resources. Basically, it's book recommendations sent to your email. All you have to do is select all the genres that interest you, and then you get a monthly newsletter for each genre you select sent to your email inbox. And it has recommendations of books in the library system. And you can click directly on the book title and it takes you to our catalog. You can place it on hold, and it's just really easy.
So how do people, is that just books, or is it audiobooks? Is
books
it DVDs?
And audiobooks.
Is it CDs?
No DVDs, no CDs at this point. I don't know if they'll eventually add that, but right now it's just books and audiobooks.
And no books on CD?
Audiobooks.
So just audiobooks? But books on CD are different from audiobooks, aren't they?
I don't know. I always called them audiobooks.
Oh. I thought it was streaming. I thought it was streaming when it was an audiobook.
Books on CD. We'll say books on CD. So we're not confusing anyone.
Or audiobooks. So I'm already confused by it. But and now how do you sign up for this?
So you can either click the link below or copy the link below. Okay, get rid of it.
Okay, yep. I'm sure people had enough time to write that down, right? It's so easy. Let me flash it one more time.
It's real short.
Okay.
Okay, get rid of it.
Yep.
We'll share the link in the comments after the video.
Yeah, that's true. We'll post it to Facebook.
Yeah, or you can go on our website. We have these like little scrolling banners at the top. And it'll say Next Reads. You just click on it, takes you straight to like the opt-in page where you can select everything, put your email in. or you can search for Next Reads on our website.
Well, and I'll ask you this because I don't know. Is it just searching by genre, or can you search by? Can you get the email recommendations? Is that author, or is it just genre, or is it a combination
genre.
of both?
Yep,
by genre?
it's just genre. Yep.
Okay.
So you'd select that you like thrillers, or you want picture books, or home type books. So I don't know offhand how many topics or genres there are, but it's a good list of probably about 15 or more. So
yeah, I perused it a little bit. I would say it's like 15 to 20. I think that's pretty accurate.
A lot of options.
There's that URL one more time. Okay, so I'm sure you got it that time. Fifth time is the charm. So also, in addition to Next Reads, which is a great new thing that we're offering, that's just been around like the past month or so.
Yeah, I would say about a month.
Okay, so another thing that is coming up this weekend, it's actually two things. The first thing that I wanted to mention is the third annual Lakeshore Area Seed Swap, which is happening this Saturday in the Volkansky Room from 9 in the morning until noon. Essentially, we're doing this in partnership with the Lakeshore Seed Collective, which is Dina Larson and Tammy O'Connor. And essentially, how they describe it, I think, is such a great, clever, simple way. They describe it as a potluck, but just with seeds. So you can bring seeds, you can trade seeds. You don't have to bring seeds in order to participate. You can just come and get, if you want to get prepped and ready and start growing things inside, especially since we're going to kind of get a blizzard tonight. This is on a clear day this Saturday. Show up and get some seeds, start growing them inside, and then you'll have a jump start on your garden. And then the second thing that I wanted to bring up, which is a very cool thing that I'm happy to have been a part of developing, is the seed library at Manitowoc Public Library. And that comes into being this Saturday when the library opens, and it's going to be here all the time. For the foreseeable future, it's going to be here. And what the seed library is you can come to the library, you can check out seeds, up to 4 packs per visit to the library. And it's not like you have to return the seeds. It does help if, like, after you grow whatever it is that you're growing, you harvest some seeds and bring them back to the library, and we'll add them to the seed library. But it's going to be housed in this really nice vintage card catalog that was donated to us by the Manitowoc County Historical Society. We also did this in conjunction with the Lakeshore Seed Collective, and it's just a really great program. So every time you come to the library, you can check out 4 packs of seeds so that you can get your garden going. And they run from very common things like peas, cucumbers, to just an array of kind of like bizarre, strange black squash. I've never heard of black squash, but it sounds delicious. I'd eat it.
Yeah, you too.
I'd eat it. I'd let my wife grow it. She's more of the gardener than me.
I'm not a green thumb. I kill plants.
I
mean, not on purpose. It's horrible. I'm a murderer, and I don't even mean to be.
I know. I forgive you. I think the plants will, even though they scream, but we can't hear them. It's very sad.
Yeah.
But and Meredith Kaczynski. Sorry, I almost. I can bring the background unblurred by simply doing that. Poor Jonas Brothers, there they are, crashed to the ground. But Meredith Kaczynski also put a great deal of work into making the seed library happen. I led by saying that I was involved, and then forgot to say that there was a lot of library staff involved in packaging up the seeds and everything, and Meredith headed that up. So it would have been really, really bad for me not to mention that. So these are 3 things that are going on at the library that you may not have known about. So again, a reminder, if you have any questions, comments, type them into the comments area on whatever platform you're watching on, and we'll get to them. And at this point, we would like to bring our very first guest ever onto the show. So without further ado, our first guest ever on MPL Insider, not MPL Cider. That is a drink that we're working on creating for the library. MPL Insider. Our very first guest is Therese Horsketter. And let me change the background so it isn't just the seed library, but just something a little bit more pleasant.
Hi,
like that. Hi, Therese.
Oh, nice. Hi.
How are you?
Pretty good. We're just down the hall.
I know,
Just
isn't it?
down the hall. We could yell to each other.
We
Probably.
could and have.
I could call you on the phone right now.
Do it. Give her a call. See if she picks up. Are you there?
I'm there.
You're not a hologram?
Nope. We're all here.
Okay. I'll believe it. I'll just believe that you're here. All right. So, Therese, I know that you appear monthly on Coolest Coast Coffee on the Coast doing book recommendations, book banter.
Yes, I do.
What do you do at the library? Tell us what you all do at the library for those people watching that may not know.
Well, along with Emily and quite a few others, I work at the service desk and do probably a little over a third of my time here at the library is at the service desk. I'm also the volunteer coordinator, so I work with quite a few volunteers. We have regulars that come in just nonstop, pretty much weekly, a couple of times weekly. We also have community service students that apply to come in. They need to get their community service hours filled for graduation. So we have the volunteers come in very often from students, I should say, that we have quite a few. I probably have a good dozen of them working, and really what they do a lot is just keep our library neat and looking nice. It's a big help to library staff, and they're all assigned areas, so that's what they do. Besides that, I write articles. I work with some authors that come in. What was I going to say? I get to have a display this year, which is rather fun. I started doing that. So it's fun to pick out books. Yep. Emily and I have a very nice, thing going to see whose display is doing better.
We like to say nice, but it's really actually pretty cutthroat.
Yeah.
Competition is.
But it is fun. We both got to start doing that this year. So that's a nice change of pace for both of us to get to do that. I share things out. I do the Coolest Coast once a month, share things out every so often. You'll see a little something from me on Facebook about books I'm recommending. And so there's just quite a few. When I work with the volunteers, a lot of time goes into that. And along myself and a member of the Friends, and the volunteers are the people who man the huge book sales that people come in to take home armloads.
Wow. So
She does a lot.
You do. I almost feel guilty for asking you to write all the articles I do, but not quite. Not quite guilty enough.
They're fun.
Well, they're great, and I wouldn't ask you to do them if I didn't really like them. And I think it's interesting that one of the really good things that came out of our time during the pandemic was the book banter segment. It started with you writing recommendations for Facebook, and then I think one time I asked you to go on Coffee on the Coast and recommend some books, and you and Tina just hit it off, and it is so fun. If anyone doesn't watch it, it's always the third? Is it the third? The fourth Wednesday of every month. Tina, Priggy, and Therese get together and just talk books.
Yeah. It's just a nice conversation.
And it's so fun to watch people that are just into books talking about books. You don't really see that. So I really appreciate it. And it's built quite a following over time. So
Tina and I both enjoy reading. So yep, it's always a good time to get together for that. And then I'll have once in a while, people will walk not across the desk, but along the front of the desk.
I like to think of them clambering over the desk like raid zombies to get a book.
And they will be holding a book and look at me and say, this better be good. So, they heard about it from one way or another, that it was recommended. So that's really nice.
That's great. Yeah. It's nice to know that people are listening. So as a volunteer coordinator, what are the biggest things that you take on?
As far as the people coming in or the jobs that we do here?
Yeah.
Are you meaning it that way? We have, I have several, I want to say about 10 regulars that have been here for more than a year. And we have people who take care of our plants. And we have people who do a lot upstairs, all behind the scenes, where all of the books that are, the materials, I should say, that are donated to us, as well as things that the library is basically removing so that they can put more new items out. They weed through all of this, they sort them, they put them on display. And right now we have a little sale going on the first floor with magazines and music CDs. So we have little pop-up sales here and there that usually stay up for 2 to 3 weeks. And then, like I said, we have our big sale. But the people who work full-time, they are not full-time, but that have been regulars and will continue to do so for quite a while. As far as I know, they come in and there's just an assortment of things that they work on besides that. A few do cleaning downstairs, but they like to come in. It's both relaxing work, and a way to kind of get out for a couple of hours and do something like that. But then it's also such a big help for the library always.
Cool.
That's awesome. All right. Let's see. Therese.
Not working from notes whatsoever.
Uh-oh. Yes. That looked very casual.
Oh, thank you.
I don't have a very good memory, so don't ever expect me to memorize.
Who are you?
Therese, can you tell us what you do when you're not at the library?
Oh, when I'm not at the library. Well, I do like to read. Read and watch movies and hang out with my husband and our son when we get time to, and family. Most of our family is around here. So,
That's nice.
That's nice. So
Yeah.
that's a couple of my biggest things.
Yeah. Great.
Cool. So, are there any volunteer opportunities that you wanted to promote while you're here?
The biggest need that we truly have at the library is always not the part that I am in charge of, but we need literacy tutors. That is one thing besides what people are already aware of, but literacy tutors are needed. You don't have to be a teacher. You don't have to know another language, but that we pair, I should say Margot, another staff member, pairs people up, a tutor with a learner, and go from there. Details would be with her, but that is a major part of what our library offers to people.
Yeah.
Cool. And you can do that by going to our website, right?
Right.
Head to the website, and it's under volunteer opportunities.
Yes. I think on the menu, it's under library information, and then on
Volunteer.
that drop-down menu to volunteer. Yep.
Okay, cool.
All right, Therese, do you have any crazy donation stories you want to share?
Oh, well, I found a $20 bill in a book once.
Ooh, did you keep it or donate it?
It donated right to the Friends, because
Aren't
that's
you
where
the best employee ever?
So
And we also had someone who had a check left in a book one time that we managed to get back to him.
Oh, wow.
And I think Tim's probably familiar with that
Am I?
information.
Am I?
I think it was you.
It was
Was that a
me?
check?
Yes, I think it was a check that was left and one of our volunteers found it.
That check is
But
probably still
I
sitting
must
somewhere.
say, a really nice thing is I had a gentleman, I want to say, probably about a year ago, maybe a little more, and he came in with a lot of donations, and he enjoyed what he was doing, and he's now one of our regular volunteers.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh.
So that's a really nice thing too.
And I sincerely don't remember that it was me who had a check in a book. Was it my check? Was it my wife's check?
I'm not positive. I know you were involved because they turned it into staff. I wasn't present when they found it, so they gave it to another staff member.
Huh.
And yeah,
Uh-oh.
just lost my earpiece.
Can you hear us, Therese? Hello, Therese. Come in. Come in, Therese.
I can only hear Emily, not Tim.
So what is the best thing that was ever donated that you can think of?
Oh,
I mean, I know that's
I'm
kind of
trying to
subjective.
remember. It is hard because there are so many things, and it's just like when you go to a sale and you start looking, that thing has to call to you.
Sure.
Mhm.
So we've had some very, very nice donations along the way, but there's not one that specifically stands out in mind. Just that we've had a lot of nice ones, and they've always found a home.
I remember you sold something that I was very interested in out
Oh.
from under me one time.
I remember that too.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Somebody else scooped it up before I could save it.
It was like off-color songs, right?
Yes, it
that
was.
something like that? Yeah. It says a lot about me and
Yes.
about you
And
trying
some
to
other
shelter
person.
me from things.
Yeah.
I understand. Trying to keep me on the straight and narrow, but for which I thank you.
He's never forgotten it though.
Never. I did forget the check, but
did
not
forget
the,
the check.
not the
Yeah.
on it, which is a sad telling about me. But all right. Well, don't forget, anyone watching along, if you have questions or comments for Therese, we still have a little bit more time with her because now we are moving into exactly. It gets you dancing, right? So from all the times you've come into our office, and there's and really that's kind of the vibe that we're after in this show is don't be scared, Therese. Please, I'm begging you, don't be scared. You seem to be a Seinfeld fan.
We've
Yes,
heard.
I am.
We've heard. So we have 5 questions. We have
Uh-oh.
5 Seinfeld trivia questions. If
Okay.
you answer 3 of the 5,
Yes.
You get
a
An amazing
valuable prize, an
prize.
amazing prize.
Okay. I'm
So,
ready.
are you ready?
okay.
I'm ready.
Question 1.
Question 1. Seinfeld is often described as a show about what?
Nothing.
Ding ding ding.
That is correct. We need to get a bell.
We do.
Okay, in the future. Thank
Okay,
you.
I'll keep-
We
I'll
should
write
have
that
known it.
down for you.
All right, so
No.
one you have. Number 2, according to a conversation between Jerry and Elaine, what's the magic number of dates when a face-to-face breakup is required?
Oh, I think it's 3.
Oh, we need a buzzer and we need a bell.
The buzzer over there, I think.
I need batteries.
Oh. Okay, so we got 1.
You got 1. The correct answer is 7.
Oh, 7. I didn't think it was that many. Okay.
All right,
All
but
right.
so far you're still in the running.
Yeah.
Question number 3. Who died from licking envelopes?
Oh, that was George's fiance. Oh,
Ding,
what was her
ding,
name?
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh,
That's
good.
enough.
Okay, we have a name. We
That's
just said
good.
George's fiance. All right.
Okay, so
2.
you got 2. So there's 2 questions left. You answer one
Okay.
more, and you win the valuable prize.
Great.
What book's late return earns Jerry a stern talking to and hefty late fees?
Oh, Tropic of Cancer.
That is correct.
3.
That's 3. So
You wanna hear the
you,
last
you
question
already
is just
win
to
the
see?
valuable prize, but just for yucks, let's throw in the last question.
Okay.
right. Why was Kramer discharged from the army after only serving briefly?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that one.
All right. Well, good thing you won. The
Good thing-
answer is
Yeah.
it's classified.
It's classified.
Oh. Well, that's why I don't know.
Well, that
They only
makes sense.
shared it- They only shared it with the West Coast when they aired it.
Well, as answering 3 of the 5, you do win a prize, and
Nice.
your prize. I'm just going to take you briefly out of the stream so that we can show your prize. Bring us back, and I need to take us off and keep the mic going. Your prize is a do-it-yourself slingshot
Yes.
kit that you can pick up by stopping in at our office after we're done with the broadcast. It may also double as a rubber band paperclip prize package, but really it is a make-your-own mini slingshot. So
Thank
there you go.
I can't wait to try it out in your office.
Wait a second. What do you mean by that exactly? All right. Well,
Wow.
you know what? In honor of you winning that, I'm going to keep that up as our background because
Okay.
it kind of works as
That's
a
fine.
background.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I
Nice.
can't tell you how proud I am of you that you're not just all talk and no action on knowing Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Very
love
well done.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Very well done. But now, even more important, we're moving on to a segment,
The final segment.
the final segment that you'll be on called, oh, but wait, this is you. I should have
I
played
can
that right
remember.
away.
Seinfeld's dad was dancing. No, George's dad dancing to that music at something.
Really?
Oh, you know what it is? So
That wasn't
I'm
even
mixing
intentional.
up. Sorry, I'm mixing up. It's King of Queens
Oh,
when he plays the dad on there.
that's a funny show too.
Yeah, and he's dancing to that. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. So our last segment for today with you is Are you ready for
I'm
the most important questions in the world?
sure. I'm really terrified. Okay,
Don't
go
be
ahead.
terrified.
No, you should be.
Well, it could go either way.
Don't be nervous. Okay. The first question of the most important questions in the world is,
Okay,
how do we know you're not a robot?
because I checked that little box on things.
So
That's a good
practical.
answer.
Is it practical?
Good answer.
Okay, that is good to know.
Yeah.
All right. What song would make the best theme music for your life?
Oh, boy, I have to come back to that one. Do you have another one?
Yes.
Yes.
If you could relive one day of your life, which would it be?
Oh, there's too many to just have it be one.
Well,
'Cause
give
I've
us
had,
top three.
top three. Well, the day my husband proposed, and the day our son was born. And I don't know, I've had many wonderful days in my life. So I have to leave that one as all encompassing the good
Yeah.
days.
Those two are great.
Yeah.
Did your husband know when he proposed that you weren't a robot?
I think so. I think he had some hints.
Okay.
I was going to say, I don't know
Oh.
if they had that feature.
They didn't have that feature back then. What were
Yeah,
the hints?
Mhm.
What were the hints,
Well,
if I may?
probably because robots don't have emotions, and I probably had lots of them.
Okay.
Fair enough.
God.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah.
I thought I asked.
No.
Oh, no, you're right. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would that one food be?
Oh, a food. I used to say it was pizza, and that's still in the top few. Oh, but you know, a good burger is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since it depends a lot on the mood, that could really change. But I would
right
say
now,
Yeah,
those
like in the moment.
in the moment, what would be the one thing you would choose to eat for the rest of your life if you knew you were only going to be around for the next 10 minutes?
okay. Well, today I could go for pizza.
Okay.
Perfect.
There we go.
Fair
All
enough.
right. Next question is if you suddenly became a giant, what would be the biggest inconvenience?
Oh. There would be a lot. But I'm trying to think. Well, probably driving, because you can duck down in a lot of places. Driving would be really difficult if you became a giant.
You'd have to get a giant car, I'd
This
imagine.
is so weird that you said that, Therese. Just side story. I had a
Okay.
dream, and I forgot to tell a girl that we work with, Judy. I forgot to tell her she was in my dream last night. She was in her regular sized car, and I was trying to get into my car, but it was the size of a Matchbox car, and I kept trying to put my foot in it. And I was getting so frustrated because I was like, wait, my car is so small. Like, and I was regular size, but it was a Matchbox size. And I remember just thinking, well, now I have to walk home because I can't fit in my car. And I thought Judy was going to come and offer me a ride, and she didn't.
That is so
And-
Judy.
Well,
Moral of the story, it was
Yeah.
a horrible dream. But it's just
Yeah.
funny that, I had a dream that I was basically a giant. And my
It was a
car
premonition, really.
Yeah, it really was.
But your home does have a lot of little cars in it, doesn't it?
Yes.
So-
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah. I have a kid, that's why.
No, that's not why. That's a lie. You just collect tiny
Love Matchbox
cars.
cars.
So, before we get to the last and most important question,
Okay.
what would be the theme song for your life?
Boy, I would like to say something like Walking on Sunshine, but I don't know. That's not every day, but that's most
The
days.
first one that comes to
Yeah.
mind.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
I mean, maybe
That is
maybe
the
you
first
could
one
have
that
like
popped into my head.
a sad version done.
Yeah, they could just,
Slow it down, put it in a
they
minor
could slow
key.
it down
Yeah.
and just play it on guitar
I'm
and
walking on
and make it
sunshine.
really
Whoa.
Oh.
I'm
emotional
walking
in a
on
different way.
sunshine. Oh. Yeah. Now, are you a Katrina and the Waves fan, or do you just like that song?
I love that song.
Have you heard the rest of that album?
No,
All of it's depressing.
I'm so,
I mean, the rest of the album is very downbeat and about how
Oh.
awful life is. It's very rocky, but
Yeah.
that's the only truly upbeat song
Huh.
on the album. So
Well.
you chose well. But here is the most important question
okay.
of the most important questions in the world. If you were stranded on a desert island forever with no hope of rescue, who would you rather be stuck with? Emily or Tim?
Oh,
And there is a
no.
right and wrong answer.
There is a right and wrong answer.
Oh, well, let's see here.
Your mini slingshot may depend on this.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to say Emily because you're maybe both younger than me, but because
That's not
she's
the answer
really
I was
younger
expecting.
than me, I think, and would probably be with me longer. And I enjoy both of you, so that is
Yeah,
not
but I
the
work
exciting
out.
thing.
I work out, so I'll probably live longer than
Yeah, but you know what? I'm an eater, so I'll probably find food somewhere.
There
and
we go.
I don't eat. I would just like anyone watching to think, looking at the two of us, would you go, oh, that poor emaciated kid, he never eats and won't have a clue on where to find food.
Well, it's just, everyone knows me as the eater in this
That's
office,
true.
Yeah.
It's weird that you're not eating.
Well, I got to get comfortable.
All right. Yeah, so you don't have any reflux?
Mhm, yeah.
Fair enough. We do have a question that just came in. And here's what Judy said.
Oh.
I know you always dream about me. So
That would be our coworker Judy. She's the one who
Yes.
was in the big car, and
With
I
the
was in the
big
little
car.
car. And she never gave me a ride.
is she wrong or right? Do you always dream about her? Is
No, she has been in my
Would you
dreams.
say from time to time,
Ah.
frequently,
No.
often, or always?
I would say time to time.
All right.
Yeah.
So Judy, now you have the answer. It is from time to time. Does she usually have something large in your dream?
No, but all I know is I'm mad at her because she didn't give me a ride. So
Well, sure. I mean, that just makes
we're
sense.
currently in a fight now.
Oh no, that's very sad. I'm very sad to hear this, but it's the way life goes. Well, Therese, thank you for being honest with us. Thank you for being so knowledgeable with your Seinfeld trivia, and thank you just for being a good sport and being our first guest.
Yeah,
Well,
you were a great first guest.
Yeah.
thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's
It was
wonderful
fun.
having you on, and now we must say goodbye.
Okay.
But thank
See
you
in
for
a few
coming.
minutes.
Yeah, we'll see you in the hall. As soon as we pull the shade up on our door, we'll see you soon. I'll probably ask you to do an article. So, all right. Bye, Therese. Thank you so much. Well, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I
love Therese.
I do too. I mean, Therese is so great, and I always have to be careful not to over ask her to do things from a marketing standpoint because she's always game.
Well, and she always excels at what she does.
Oh,
like
yeah.
everything is always just wonderful. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like
Agreed. She puts such a terrific spin on things too. Like her articles are completely different from when she's on the radio or on
Mhm.
Coffee on the Coast. It's just great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get to work with her.
I do. Well, I mean, so do you.
Well, I do too, but I mean, you get to work directly with her on the desk.
I do every Monday night for sure.
Do you guys have shenanigans that occur between? the
No,
two
we
of you?
pretty much just talk about food.
Really?
We'll, and then we get ourselves like really kind of hungry because we'll be like, oh, we made this for dinner, or I'll be like flipping through a cookbook I just checked out. And yeah, I mean, I would say food is probably like 90% of the conversation.
Wow.
And then with little other things.
Do you ever get hangry at each other?
Not at each other, but I think we both get hangry. Just not at each other. I mean, I think we're like we know we're in the same boat.
As someone who doesn't work the service desk, are you allowed to snack?
I've never been told I wasn't, so I do.
What's your favorite on-desk snack?
I mean, oh gosh.
Is it turkey? Is it turkey legs?
Turkey legs. It's close. That was number 2. No, it's usually a ribeye steak.
Ooh, with or without mushrooms?
Ooh, always with mushrooms
right.
and onions.
Now I'm getting hungry. And I'm here all day.
I didn't eat lunch yet.
I didn't eat either.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't bring anything.
I brought bread and an avocado.
Wow.
I know. I'm really fun.
Are you going to toast the bread or just eat it like an avocado, like an apple?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm going to toast the bread, yes. And then I'm going to mash up the avocado and put I got a little bit of everything bagel.
Oh, I love everything bagel topping. That is such a good topping.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, I think that really is it for this week, right? I mean,
yeah.
We'll
be back next week.
Yes. There's a comment that came in from Jane Wellhafer Luchterhand, who said, you need to have Scott, your most coveted client of the library, on the show. Honestly, you probably aren't going to expect this answer, but we have talked about that. and I did mention it in passing once to Scott. If we get picked up for season 2, we are going to bring more people that are, like hardcore patrons or
just other community
members in. So you may have thought you were making a joke, but we have already talked about this joke, and we'll probably effort to make that happen. So there you have it. That is it for this week. We've gone a little bit over than what we thought we would, but hopefully you found this entertaining. If you did, let people know about it. It's going to be archived on Facebook and YouTube. You can catch it if you didn't catch it live today. And and again, Jane said the voice alone is worth it.
Ooh.
And yes, it is.
Wow.
I wish I could get as low as Scott Luchterhand. Wolf mother. That's my Scott Luchterhand impersonation, and that's all you need to know.
You'll probably watch that back and wow.
He's loud, that Kaczynski kid. So normally we're going to be on the 3rd Thursday of every month. But since we had so many delays heading up to it, we're actually going to be on a week from today. We're going to be on next week again. And our guest next week is Public Service Assistant Matt Model. And so Matt is a movie guy, and the Academy Awards are this Sunday, I believe. So we will probably be leaning heavily into movies this coming week. So
yeah, and he's going to be talking about a new movie series that started at the library.
Oh, that's right. That he's heading up.
Yep.
So tune in next week again at 12:30. We're always going to be on. Grab a sandwich, grab some soup, settle in with us, have lunch, enjoy the banter. We hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, let people know about it, because we certainly enjoy blabbing about our jobs, and we enjoy having other people on to blab about their jobs. So is there anything I haven't covered?
No.
All right.
I'd say we're good.
All right. I think we're good. So thank you for joining us this week, and we can't wait to see you again next week. Bye until then.